Oh my god, my friend just introduced me to the coolest, newest musical ever, and it's called Hamilton. Have you guys heard of it yet? Here, let me play some.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
Depends who's asking.
Oh, well, sure, sir. I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Sir,
But it's really good, and I really like it. And there's these cool things called animatics, and having.
Why?
It's been a long day.
Dum. Okay, so
Okay, so
if you don't, like, every time we start this, I want to say, if you don't know what this is already, where are you from? Like, how do you not?
truly with this one though, if you haven't heard of Hamilton, like I get it if you haven't listened to it, but if you haven't heard of it,
Where have you been? Where were you in
actually
2016?
no.
Because there were two things that I remember from 2016. One was Hamilton and the other was Pokemon Go. I was built on the animatics. Like,
No,
that was my first introduction to media. That's such a lie. But, like, that was peak.
Yeah. No, peak animatic YouTube was the Hamilton.
Yes. I thought that was
animatics.
literally the coolest thing that could have ever been made, ever.
And it's kind of a beautiful thing that we're kind of coming full circle and doing Hamilton fan art.
Raised a generation of children.
Hamilton.
Galactibun.
Yes.
Spibbles.
Yeah, shout
I
out.
don't know what they go by.
Cryptid Spin on
Cryptids.
Twitter.
Cryptids.
Shout
Ooh.
out. It's different, something like that. It's something like that. The art style that I used for the, like, what I was basing my drawing off of. The Hamilton.
No, that plague.
The Hamilton.
That side of the internet.
Spoon, Spibbles, Galactibun.
No, because I
like,
drew the heart with a tongue for so many years. And I know all of you did too.
Yes. And if you didn't, then
Where were you?
where were you? Because the disconnected mouth with the heart tongue, like...
Or like when they were
where-
sad, like the
literally
heartbroken tongue.
Yes!
Wild.
Kind of
And like how they like turned to the side and they like had a snout. And David Diggs, if you're out there, come home to me.
Beautiful.
Come
Or
home
if you
to
want to
me.
explain some of the characters for the people who
Right. So if you somehow don't know Hamilton, I drew, oh my gosh. Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton. So Alexander Hamilton, played by Lin-Manuel Miranda himself, is on the bottom right. And Thomas Jefferson, played by David Diggs, is the... I don't even know if it's the focal point. They had like a feud, and this is kind of like my interpretation of like one of the cabinet battles.
People in the audience who never heard of Hamilton or never got it, you may be thinking, I'm just so confused, it's U.S. history. Why
And
is it
also,
so
like,
good?"
you might be looking... I say Thomas Jefferson, and you might be looking at this going, that's not Thomas Jefferson. That's
Or
just...
Alexander Hamilton.
No, it's just... That's who played them.
Yeah,
And you know what? They ate.
they did.
They
And
devoured.
Lin maybe. Writing-wise...
Writing-wise, he devoured.
Devoured. Nothing left, but...
How many letters are in
acting,
devoured?
singing...
No, because... Ooh, yeah, no, he kind of just stands there, like, as if I could do any better ever.
No, but it's just
But I
purely
think
like
it's
a little
like-
bit fair when everyone
When
else
you like
is like
compare it to
mind-blown.
everyone,
Yeah.
exactly. That cast, and what I always say about
Stacked.
Hamilton is that like people who are like, I don't want to listen to Hamilton, like fair enough, because like the community around it is like, whoo.
Yeah.
It itself, you cannot deny, is it changed musicals forever, was so wildly successful. You all know this probably, but it was just amazing. It's so good.
And
The
like
writing
the music
is
and the
it's
writing
so
was
good.
Yeah, like you can listen to the whole Broadway recording and you'll
You'll know
bit
the
of
whole story.
It's about founding fathers.
Yeah. And they make you care about them somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm crying at the end of it.
It's kind of the end is so emotional.
It is emotional. It's emotional, and it's like, wow.
It's beautiful.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We fought for these ideals. We couldn't settle for less. These are words. Enterprising. Quote them. Don't surprise. I wrote them.
Ow. Hamilton.
The
darker side.
Stop
this every single time. Get them on Broadway. Get them on Hamilton.
Broadway.
Netflix is here.
These three right here.
I keep quoting the Amazon. These three right here. Should we still merge with Walmart?
Like, literally. Who
And that merch has got to be so good.
Lie to anyone other than us. Because like people don't just do that.
I don't think I've seen anybody being like, oh my gosh, you do that too.
No,
Actually, literally. So most musicals, I would say most fandoms in general, have a very interesting side. But yeah, honestly, just the way of the internet.
The internet
Is here.
Right.
Guys, please go watch the Dan Phil video because I
It
haven't
was
done any
good.
videos.
It was
I
good.
really
No,
liked
the
it.
end
No,
is
the
so
end's
funny.
so
Like, it's
funny.
so worth it. Anyway.
So most fandoms are, they have the good side and the bad side. And something that's very interesting about Hamilton is the fact that it is about historical figures who, weren't the best people.
They
but-
did own slaves.
Yeah, they did own slaves. In fact, like half the cast of characters did probably.
or more.
Or definitely more, actually.
I'd probably actually all of them.
This definitely sparked some interesting fan art.
We've all
I think
seen
we
it.
all know
we
what
all
we're talking
know
about.
what we're talking about. We need to stop beating around the bush.
The Thomas Jefferson Miku binder. In fact, there was a whole series of
I
those.
think it's 3 or 4.
Because
It
it's
was
like a
like
college
Lynn-
AU.
Oh, sorry, Hamilton and Lawrence.
Yeah.
And, like, one of them had a
speaking
baby?
Of, speaking of
Really?
Hamilton Lawrence, Hamilton Lawrence ship.
Oh, Lambs.
And the
Lambs? Is that what it
NSFW
was?
18 plus animatics
Wild.
that came
I
from
remember
that.
The people who made those were children. The people who watched those were children. And it's the founding fathers.
And it's
Why is
the
it NSFW
actors
too?
as the founding fathers. This is U.S. history. And yes, Lynn may
This is US
embellish some things here and there. The ship named Lambs is crazy. So the Thomas Jefferson Miku binder thing is especially interesting because
Thank God she's
I
black.
just I know what the shirt says. Yeah, the shirt. There's nothing wrong with headcanon people, or not people, don't headcanon people. Headcanon the character, like fictional beings. I just thought, like, it's so ridiculous when you think about the fact that it's Thomas Jefferson in like
Yeah.
a college AU. like, and like,
Yeah.
and like, so funny. Like, honestly, that's your own original character at that point.
Just make your own character.
Because the thing that like bridges like where it becomes kind of like, what are we doing? It's just like when it's not the character anymore, and also like, I mean, no way they weren't like trolling with the Miku binder specifically.
No, they had to have not
like,
been.
because they did like 4 or 5.
They did, and it was like genuine on the internet at that point, and especially on the like even still those corners of the internet, they'll just do things like that.
Yeah.
Like they just probably also really liked Miku and were probably also trans, and so they were like, I'm going to combine all these things. And also, to be fair, obviously I don't think they deserve the amount of hate that they got.
Definitely not.
Oh my god, like I cannot imagine being that person. So sorry to whoever you are, but also it's Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that's our piece. Our piece on that.
I feel like there's a million more things you can say about that. Like,
if you were on that side of the internet,
I mean, imagine middle schoolers, imagine a musical. That's it.
And especially for Hamilton, because like we were in middle school when it came out.
Also, everyone in their
we were
mother,
fans of it.
Everyone and their mother knows Hamilton.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone likes Hamilton too. And this is like definitely the most, I don't want to say it's the most digestible musical theater, but it somehow is.
I think it is.
And you would think like, I mean, it's U.S. history. Obviously, people are very interested in that, but it's like the whole thing singing.
I listened to Hamilton with my 8th grade U.S. history teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
we
history
just,
teachers
like,
love it.
history teachers
We watched
love
an
it.
animatic in my class.
I watched an animatic in
And
my
he was
class.
like, it was the cabinet battle, and he was like,
yes.
He was like,
why is
okay,
it? It's
show
always
us-
the cabinet battle.
But it's like, honestly, I was like, this is kind of crazy because like, imagine if that was an animatic I made and they're just playing it in history class. Like that's just.
like imagine.
It's
so
kind of
silly.
great. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like, you know what, the fact that can be appreciated and something literally and
Hilarious.
entirely not meant for a U.S. history class is just, you know what,
Hilarious.
it brings some fun in there.
But also, Hamilton
What
did help me with
a
U.S.
miss.
history, so.
No, yeah. Shout out to Lynn.
Yes, because
for,
writing that essay.
Me passing U.S. history.
I honestly owe it all to him.
Ow! But Hamilton forgets his plan without the assumed states.
what was that?
That was you were like trying to recreate the drawing that you made.
So now we've gotten to my portion of the video. We're gonna be doing a little.
Finally, wow.
Yeah, finally to the end. Oh my gosh, this
No.
is dragging. We're gonna be talking a little about our favorite things associated with it.
So at the end of the day, we do like Hamilton.
At the end of the
mean,
day,
it's
I am a
musical.
Hamilton kid.
like I said, and you know what?
The world's
If-
first
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
The amount of Hamilton lore, Hamilton. We weren't really in the trenches with Hamilton.
No,
because we were there when it came out, and we've been
So
fans
true,
since.
yeah.
If you ever know me and you want to instantly dislike me, put on the Hamilton
Anything.
that they put on like Disney Plus.
Oh,
Put it
yeah.
on. Because Aaron Burr eats.
He
So
literally
literally.
eats. Like the cast is amazing. Like, obviously, credits to all the other cast members, but the original cast is very,
So
very
good.
good.
The room where it happens.
So good.
There was this one animatic. I wonder if we can find it. It was
might
really
know what you're about
good.
to talk about.
It was like a storyboard. Like
Yeah,
you did that
it
in
was
the
like-
portfolio, honestly, because it was like straight up like
No,
this
it was
is-
very like
yeah.
conceptual,
Yeah.
and it was like I was like I would love to see that like fully fledged out. It was
wanna
like really
be
good way
in the room
of where
where
it happens to like portray that song.
You've kept me from the room where it happens for the last time.
So I think it'd be fair to say that is one of our favorite songs.
Yes. Oh, Your Obedient Servant.
Yes, that one is good
Oh,
as
I
well.
love that
I love
one.
that song.
So good.
It also like always reminds me of when we drove to. Oh wait, I have to redact that because
When we drove to Redacted.
redacted, but I remember exactly where we were.
Because we were driving to that weird town. I was like, this
Yeah.
is so Hamilton.
Only us. It was just not that long ago.
No, this
a
was
couple
like
of years ago.
way after our Hamilton initial phase.
No, but we
See,
started
but
listening to the whole musical front to back, and then we were like, wow, I love Hamilton
It
so
was
much. And,
so
like, It was just
good.
reigniting a spark.
Yeah.
And then we listened to Be More Chill after that,
Ooh.
and
we didn't finish.
but yeah.
I went to a theater speed dating event last night, and they were talking about musicals, and they were asking me what my favorite musical was, and I was like, no, because I've actually only listened to the worst ones. I could
Yeah.
never say Hamilton, and that is so embarrassing. It's
Yeah, because
terrible.
it's like
That's like
there's so many other ones that
It's
are
like the
like
basic pick.
It's like liking Taylor Swift, but worse in the theater community.
Yeah. I feel like Wicked would be a good.
No,
pick.
I
Wicked-
do. I normally say Wicked.
Yeah, 'cause
but then they're like, oh, and I'm like, and I have listened to the whole thing many times, but my favorite is still Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sue me. Like,
It's so
it's
good.
just
It's good.
good.
It's the reason why it's popular. It's
Yeah,
good.
we had the opportunity to
the opportunity.
I'm trying to be grateful. Not trying to be because I am. I'm trying to just sound like objectively grateful. So like nobody's like getting it twisted. But
we had the opportunity to travel.
like someone
Yeah.
like paid us.
We got to see Wicked this past spring.
I'm wicked through and through.
And seeing Defying Gravity live actually
Brings
changed
me to
It
tears.
Literally,
It
I
was
literally
so-
cried.
It's so
So
impressive.
A
impressive.
human feat.
It's just wow.
So
like,
this is
so
what we're
effortless.
capable of as
Yeah.
humans.
It's
It's
And we
crazy.
do this not out of necessity, but because we can.
We don't need it, but it's so human to enjoy that stuff and
Real.
to want to create.
So real. Maya, do you want to talk about what you
Oh.
drew here?
So you may be looking at this and you're thinking, if you know Hamilton, so the scene is very interesting one to draw. So basically,
exactly as you said, Pop. I held my head up even before we got to 10. Aiming for the sky.
yeah. So this might be playing in your head right now. You're thinking, wow, I'm thinking those last breaths. And you're thinking, why would you draw that? And I'm thinking, you know what? Before we did this video, we were like, maybe if we did a fan or redraw.
It honestly makes it worse knowing the context.
yeah, because-
he was alive
yeah.
and happy.
No,
and
no,
you're
no.
I
So I'll
actually
show-
hate Philip. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't like him either. So we were gonna do that. So I found this old fan art and I drew Philip Hamilton. For what reason I do not know why I would have picked him, but I did draw him. And I drew him twice.
I'm a poet. I'm a little nervous, but I can't show it.
I'm sorry, I'm a Hamilton with pride. You talk about my father, I cannot let it slide.
Yeah, so I decided, I was like,
Blah.
you know what? I want to do this different way of drawing him. I was looking up reference pictures for him, and the only reference pictures were from the death scene, and I was like, that's kind of
Oh,
funny.
spoiler, I get literally
no,
no
literally
history. It's
Yeah,
literally
all the
history.
I did draw Lynn, which is
I drew
crazy.
Lynn.
Yeah, but I
I
kind
did.
of like how he turned out. Like
It's kind
like
of
that he did this.
experimental.
It's like
Yeah.
dramatic. I really like the
Comes a bar.
I really
comes a
love
bar,
the
like, every critique.
juxtaposition. Yeah.
The juxtaposition,
And
but
the
I really
characters
like
and the
Josh,
composition.
characters. It's kind of home. It's kind of home.
It's
yeah.
kind of home.
Yeah, so that was my drawing, and that was Hamilton. So
I did exactly as you said, Pop. I held my head up high.
I know.
You did everything.
so like boy band.
I